I don't know. The market looks a little scary. I'm happy I'm net short. Bitcoin jumped partially because of Trump and his support for Bitcoin. I don't know if it's going to continue or not. That's the magic question. Everyone's piling in, which is usually to me not my favorite time to be buying. But the momentum is so super strong. Oh, they manipulated this to around the end of 2024, and they have a PAM program. So now that the AbbVie blew up, big loss in femur bone mineral density. Could be a thing. Could be not a thing. AMGEN is down as if it's a huge thing. So we have had 3 days in a row, Astra, AbbVie, and AMGEN all getting smoked on issues here. Now lumbar BMD doesn't look like it's changing much. I'm not even sure what these differences are, but okay. No, thankfully AMGEN also sells Prolia, which improves bone strength. So.
𝗠𝗢𝗘𝗢𝗀.
I like this analyst, though. She found the hidden... This is bullish for AstraZeneca, technically, so this might be why AstraZeneca went up a little bit. This is not bullish for Lilly either, by the way. This is quite bearish for Lilly. People haven't started shorting Lilly yet, but this could be bad for Lilly. Yeah, it looks like it's not the right mechanism, though. I don't know. So it's strange to me that Maritide would be an antagonist of GLP-1. Mounjaro would be an antagonist or an agonist. No idea what the CHEGG earnings will be like. It could be more pain, it could be more gain. We just don't know. Naked shorting Cassava, if you can. I don't know where you're allowed to naked short. Usually you have to get a borrow first.
𝗠𝗢𝗘𝗢𝗀.
Maybe your prime broker will let you do it if you have a prime broker. Most people don't. Can't go into the theory of how a drug works. You're not going to figure out if it works. You gotta do deep research. I don't care if the market's up or down. I'm getting my bread one way or another. Stock scope over the long run. The biggest thing about shorting is knowing if something can go vertical. Not so much if it's going to happen, but can it happen at all? That's pretty important for sizing a short. CHEGG reports doing a buyback. 136, better than expected. They guided to 135 and they did 136. That's pretty good. Let's see what the guidance is though. Subscribers definitely still leaving, but they beat their own guidance. So that's definitely good. They were profitable. Guidance is not great. Guidance is definitely not great. They still are saying they're going to be EBITDA positive. Guidance is for a doozy. But the fact that they've reacted with their cost structure, I think is good. Yeah, I'd agree that the guidance is more important. But the fact that they're changing the cost structure, I think is good too. Yikes. Traffic falling rapidly. We do not expect to meet our 2025 goals of 100 million free cash flow. Well, if they did do that, it would be a lot more profitable. Oh, nice. They don't have to pay that. Free cash flow, 24 million. Sick. Still positive EBITDA. Yeah, I'll buy some at 150. 148. Yeah, to me, it's about as expected. I mean, I think the guidance is definitely worse than expected, but they're still trying to find their footing in terms of like the EBITDA. They were cash flow positive this quarter. This was like a pretty ugly quarter, and they said they're going to be cash flow positive again, or EBITDA positive at least. Not really sure what their DNA is. Anyway, impairment expense, G&A, yeah, okay. So I guess it's stock-based comp. What's going on with CAVA? 39% revenue growth. Woo! Holy moly. Raises guidance. Yep. I mean, that's probably expected for these guys, given their massive success. They're spending money on CapEx. I'm not sure what they're spending money on. Wait a second. They didn't spend much this quarter. Big cash flow quarter. What's Biohaven saying? Biohaven doesn't even have a product. ChatGPT didn't destroy CHEGG. CHEGG made $30 million this quarter. You gotta calm down. Did you make $37 million this quarter? Yeah, look, I mean, it's definitely their business is not what it used to be. It was also a $10 billion company. Now it's a micro cap. So it's kind of like Crocs, if you guys remember Crocs. Can it rise again? That's what we're betting on. I think that's right, Dennis. Kind of weird to, I guess that's capital expenditures. And Anything that's a long-lived asset. I get way too much Romanian news
𝗠𝗔𝗥𝗧𝗏,
on this system only. But the thing about 𝗏𝗢 is like this is what is expected. Like it could very easily trade down from here. It's up 10% on like a small beat that everyone expected. If I knew more about the restaurant industry, I would be pounding that like, yeah, CHEGG has cash now. And I think they're gonna make money next quarter too, even with that awful number. Greedy, market was down pretty big today. Why am I buying more CHEGG? I mean, they're making money. They have 30 million, they'll probably have 50 million by the end of next quarter. That's a third of the market cap already in cash. They have a lot of valuable content and data too. And they have a language business that I think is profitable. That they could just keep that, and that's probably worth more than the market cap. And the world's definitely changing, but they're not the first company that had to deal with that, the world changing. Yeah, they're fully doing AI. I mean, it's just that you can also get AI from Google or these other, people, but they have a partnership with OpenAI. I think that's a good relationship they have. But yeah, Matthew, they need to rejigger their whole thing. That's why I'd like to be the new CEO. Yeah, Dennis, the problem is that market's going to change too. So CHEGG probably have 50 cents of cash. So you're paying $1 or 100 mil for a business that can they make 100 mil on 554 of revenue? I don't see why not. Basically free money. They are laying off half the company. Course Hero or CHEGG. They can't repurchase all their shares because they do have debt. I agree with that, Metin. I could help them, but they don't want to do this themselves. I have a great vibe with college students. They should pay me as a spokesman. All right, I got a little CHEGG at $1.54. Yeah, the balance as long as the board of directors agrees. I think this was more or less as expected. Guidance was definitely a little worse than we thought, but as long as they keep making money, I don't really care. They get that they're firing a quarter of the company, so they understand they need to cut costs. All right, so let's do the math on how many days are left for Cassava. This is when you should probably be doing more work, but regardless. All right, we've got about $5,000 worth of CHEGG. Oh, CHEGG has way too many employees. They should have like no costs. How many days left? Are there any market holidays in December? So we've got the 3rd through the 7th. We've got the 10th to the 14th, the 17th to the 21st. Is the 24th open? 24th, and then the 26th to the 28th, and then the 31st. 20 days in December. November, we've got tomorrow. I'm looking at the wrong. I'm thinking Sunday is the first day. This calendar's messed up. All right, so December is the 2nd through the 6th, the 9th through the 13th, the 16th to the 20th, the 23rd and 24th, the 26th and 27th, and the 30th and 31st. So it's actually 21 days. Yeah, I don't think they're going to push it back. I think they're almost ready right now. So we got the 13th to the 15th. That's 2 left for this week. 19th to the 22nd, or 18th to the 22nd. That's 5 more days there. We get half a day for Thanksgiving, right? So it's the 25th to the 29th. We're missing 1 day. So 25th, 27th, and then 1 day, which is the 29th, which is like a half a day. So 33 days left for Cassava, 32 days. Exciting. We're getting down to the wire. I don't know. Boosted. I mean, whenever stock goes up, expectations kind of rise with it. So that's kind of also the CHEGG phenomenon. It's actually kind of flat from like 2 weeks ago. It's just the stock went up a little bit. I don't know if that's because of me or not. So basically, stock goes up. If the earnings don't meet the heightened expectations, the stock will go down even with good earnings. I hope that makes sense. So, it's always tricky to be involved with a company that may have heightened expectations. But Boosted might be up 20 grand on his TARS long, so who's laughing now? Yeah, I mean, DJT is a great short regardless. you know, you could short the stock, you could do all kinds of things, but
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into that IV.
it should be in the 20s tomorrow. That's my guess. So, somewhat depends on what the market does, obviously, but it feels like it's a risk off. The world is going a little bit risk off, which is not good for Doge, Bitcoin, anything that's risky. And it may be bullish for a little more stable and well-known stuff. Like the only tech stocks that were up today was like Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, and like other stuff was down a ton. So feels like there's going to be a risk reversal. Even pharma, which is like traditionally a really stable place, we've had Astra, AMGEN, and AbbVie all drop a ton in the last few days. So it's just like risk. There's no place to hide right now other than bonds. And bonds have their own issues. Effects of exercise alone or combined with cognitive training and vitamin D supplementation to improve cognition in adults with mild cognitive impairment. A randomized clinical trial. Exercise, cognitive training, and vitamin D may enhance cognition in older adults. To determine this, we did a trial. 175 participants, pretty low. At 6 months, addition of cognitive training or vitamin D improved ADAS-Cog when compared with control group. Mean difference 2 points. Compared with exercise alone, exercise and cognitive training improved ADAS-Cog by 1.45 points. No improvement was found with vitamin D. Changes in ADAS-Cog plus were not significant. There's a lot of new obesity drugs coming out. We got this guy, Lao Security Investments. He's trying to run his account up to $1 million from 1,000. I don't know how he did it, but he's not far away. I don't know what he's doing exactly. I think he's going a little ham there, making that ham sandwich. Oh, check out options on Godel. So Tesla, equity, OMON, same keyword as Bloomberg, the real-time options data, and you can pull up the price in quick quote, and you could even do a focus. You could even do a focus. Look at this thing. I know you guys are sometimes sweating through one of your options positions. Look how beautiful that is. My Tesla puts will never print. I have 4 days before my girlfriend finds out. Yeah, so if you click one of the options, pick this one. Let's see. And I do GIP. It's F9 for option. You can actually graph the options prices intraday too. So this is a graph of this Tesla options price. You can do time and sales, I believe, which is even crazier. So the only thing I don't like about this is I'd like it to update every second or every half a second or faster, because right now it looks like it updates every 2 or 3 seconds. I'm sure there's some fire hose limitation there. OMON is options monitor. OPT is our mnemonic for it, but I just use the Bloomberg one because I'm such a old school Bloomberg user. You can even put it in your quote monitor. As I mentioned, you can put it in the focus box. Okay, so this paper got retracted. Effective resveratrol combined with diazepam, cognitive level for Alzheimer's. Gotta love withdrawn studies. Give him a little wine. I have to finish this Alzheimer's research. So I really got to put out this Cassava thought piece before the data comes out. I need to flex. So I got lots of papers to read, as you can see. I shorted it and I wrote a 100-page paper. Yeah, it's not out yet. I'm not done with it yet. According to this trial, stretching is better than the Cassava drug. So make sure you stretch every day. Okay, that was like 1 good dose of Simiflam right there. I'm gonna go for a double dose. It's a nice double dose right there. It's got a short half-life, so. Stretching is better than cycling, and they're both better than Cassava. I don't make it up, man, it's science. 64 cycling, 32 stretching. This is a open label study. Yikes. 0.0 and stretching 0.1. 12 months. Unfortunately, both groups progressed. Hims had some weird leak. You might want to start selling Hims. It's a bit out of control. I don't know if it's a short yet, but it probably is a sale short. Sale/short. I mean, those things are the same thing, right? Sort of. AbbVie creeping up a little bit. I'm not sure I have an exact price target on 𝗓𝗏. Maybe like 15 or 20. AstraZeneca for 2 seconds. They did a weight loss webinar, weight management virtual event. Oh, they have an oral GLP. We know that. And then they have a combo. So there's that patent, and then this is the 2032 patent. Okay, this may be the real one. Yeah, that's the real one. It's chemically similar, so that's maybe why they licensed the OSI patent. But they should have until 2032, but eventually something should happen to PD-1s where they stop growing. Symbicort for human metapneumovirus, which is kind of an unmet need. And 𝗕𝗢𝗪𝗓𝗏, IL-33. Then we have this last one, 𝗓𝗡𝗙𝗏𝗡ase alpha. This could be a replacement for that other rare disease drug. Yeah, just HPP 2nd gen. So the Astra pipeline is not great. So this is AstraZeneca's weight loss. More than half of the world is overweight or obese. Okay, so their strategy is to take oral GLP, combine it with DAPA or with oral PCSK9. This is in non-human primates, aka Harambe. 30 to 40% weight loss. For some reason, females didn't have that same response. Here's the side effects, a lot of nausea and vomiting. 4 out of 6 vomit at 300 milligrams. Oh, you're gonna vomit. That's how you losing this weight. Stomach's gonna be empty. Period, the end. You're gonna be so nauseous you'll never eat again. Yeah, that's weight loss. Just still doing lots of doses, like they didn't figure out the dose response. It's kind of weird to me. I don't think there's much of an effect there. I don't know if you're listening, spewing cash, to the podcast or the webcast, the stream or not. Corvus, probably, you got to take a little profits because at this point, it's kind of a bit of a, how should I put it? It's kind of anticipated at this point. It probably will sell off in the data. Yeah, you can probably work in biopharma with a stats degree. You're talking about undergrad?